The Steelers get a 10-6 halftime lead, but the real headline is Aaron Rodgers limping into the locker room, favoring his left wrist. And that single image changes the feel of this game and maybe this season. Let's break down why this matters, what Pittsburgh should be thinking, and what to watch in the second half. First, the scoreboard. Both teams traded early scores, but after that, it was a field position punting chess match. Pittsburgh's early touchdown to Kenneth Gainwell, an 11-yard strike, showed the offense can manufacture short field success. The Bengals answered with Joe Flacco finding T. Higgins for a 28-yard score on a 9-play drive. Efficient, methodical, old-school passing attack. But neither side could sustain rhythm after those drives, and that's a problem for the Steelers because their defense won't cover up mistakes forever. Now the Rodgers situation. He's seen favoring his left wrist on the sideline late in the second quarter. Not a great look for a 41-year-old quarterback Pittsburgh signed to be a stabilizing presence. A sore non-throwing hand can still be disruptive. It affects pocket feel, the ability to secure snaps under pressure, handoffs, and the incidental hits that come when sliding or getting knocked around. If there's structural injury, even a small fracture, that could cost practice time and availability. The team's medical staff will need imaging and time to decide, but from a game management standpoint, the coaching staff has to prepare for two realities. Rodgers returns, or he doesn't. Mason Rudolph is the immediate backup, and he's a competent game manager, but he is not Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers' offensive scheme, limited weapons, and offensive line issues expose a backup quickly. If Pittsburgh loses Rodgers for any stretch, the play calling must tilt towards shorter drops, quicker releases, and more creative uses of Kenneth Gainwell and the run game to keep third downs manageable. Offensive line and protection are the bigger structural problem here. Rodgers got sacked earlier in the week and was pressured repeatedly in recent games. The CBS broadcast showed enough hits to make you worry. The line needs to keep him upright. Otherwise, this season's gamble on a veteran quarterback with mileage becomes dangerous. Pittsburgh cannot afford repeated 3-and-outs or long third-down series if they want to hold a divisional lead. Cincinnati's offense deserves credit for staying in this game. Joe Flacco, veteran, steady, moved the ball when needed and didn't panic. The Jets and Browns have had wild swings. The Bengals are the definition of your job football when Flacco is calm. If Pittsburgh's offense stalls in the second half and the defense doesn't get turnovers, the Bengals will stay in it. What the Steelers must do in the second half: simplify, run more between the tackles to chew clock and reduce Rodgers' exposure if he's back. Use misdirection and quick rhythm throws to get receivers open without long developing plays. Defensively, Pittsburgh needs to avoid penalties and keep Joe Flacco out of third and manageable situations. That was a failing earlier in the half, and it can't repeat. What this game implies beyond Week 11, durability risk for Rodgers is real. Even a minor wrist injury forces Pittsburgh to confront contingency planning and roster flexibility. If this stretches into weeks, the front office and coaching staff will be judged on their ability to adapt. And for fans watching the AFC North race, a single injury can swing a division, so stakes are high. Finally, the emotional angle. This roster was already a one-play-away team in many matchups. Seeing your veteran quarterback leave for the locker room visibly hurt is a gut punch for a fan base and a locker room. How the Steelers respond in the second half, disciplined, physical, unemotional, will tell us whether this team rides Rodgers' resume or builds something that can survive without it. Keep an eye on Rodgers' return status at kickoff, the cadence and depth of Pittsburgh's play calling in the third quarter, and any offensive line substitutions. Those will be the clearest signals of how seriously this wrist issue will impact not just this game, but the Steelers' remaining stretch run.